Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid, a voice bank that can be used to create songs as well as a full-on virtual idol, with numerous live performances and concerts. She was released in 2007 and has since become the face of Vocaloid, garnering a popularity that hasn't been seen in the industry since. I love Hatsune Miku. There's such a wide breadth of music made with her sampling so many different genres and styles. She became a viral character in the late 2000s and early 2010s, which leaves a lot of nostalgia for her through animation memes, comics, videos, all of the like. But outside of a couple of the most viral songs like World Is Mine or the Lee Van Polka, I haven't really experienced much official Miku media, but rather fan-made. That is until I tried Project Diva. Project Diva is a rhythm game series that is a joint effort from Sega and Krypton Future Media. The first game was released in July of 2009 for the PlayStation Portable in Japan only. The series has since grown with various sequels, re-releases, ports, and spin-offs. The most recent release was Project Diva Megamix Plus on Steam in May of 2022, an enhanced port of Megamix on the Nintendo Switch. The first game in the Project Diva series I played, however, was Project Diva Extend, an expansion to the original game's sequel, also for PSP. However, I have since put much more time into Megamix than Extend. But now I have gone back and played the original to get a feeling for the series' roots. In this video I want to briefly evaluate the first game before getting into all the differences there are between it and Megamix Plus. Project Diva had many releases on PSP, but today we are discussing the first one. It was not released anywhere other than Japan, but luckily there is an English fan patch for it, so thank you for those dedicated fans. I also played it on original hardware, but the footage you are seeing right now is emulated. The game had 77 songs in total, only some of which being playable as 27 are DLC. And the vanilla songs being separated by regular and editor songs. Now is probably the best time to get into the actual gameplay for the Project Diva series. As it's a rhythm game, it's overall pretty simple, just hit the buttons when the game tells you to. Symbols of different buttons will appear in front of the music video, and a coloured version of the symbol will fly into place, leaving the player to hit the corresponding button at the right time. And in this game, that's really about it. There's no deeper complexities, nor extra mechanics, what you see is what you get. The difficulty varies between more complex and distracting patterns, more or less button switching, and the speed at which you're expected to respond. You can miss a note, get a worst, sad, safe, fine, and cool, though I think these were changed in the English patch, as later releases do not reflect these words. The last two are the only ones that actually give you any points, which you can see in the top right of the screen. At the end of every song, a mechanic called Chance Time begins, in which you gain extra points and your health meter doesn't go down. Said health meter is in the bottom left. You'll fail a song if you miss too many notes. You can also fail a song by just not getting enough points. There's various levels of success: standard, great, excellent, and perfect. Each song has a few difficulty options as well as a star rating. The star rating is a better indication of the difficulty, as a normal 2-star is easier than an easy 3-star song. After completing a song, you earn different rewards based on what difficulty you did it on and how well you did on it, including new songs, items for Miku's room, and modules. Modules are essentially different outfits that Miku will wear during the songs and can be changed in the module convert menu. In order to unlock outfits, there are certain conditions that have to be met per outfit. For example, in order to get the pink module, you have to complete the song Love Is War on normal with a great, and clear the song 5 times. Some have 1 condition, some have 2, and the details of the conditions are shown when you've unlocked the necessary songs. The room items are much simpler, with most of them just being a random chance to be gained after beating a song. There are about 50 different outfits for Miku in the game. There's the Miku's room mode, in which you can watch her hang out. You're able to change the general aesthetic of the room and add various items to different spots in it. You're also able to change the background music, and Miku can kind of interact with the items placed. She emotes and has different animations here, but aside from the customization, there's not really much to do. There's also the visual library, in which you see many drawings of Miku in the game, which are usually shown on the loading screens. These are really nice, and there's a lot of diversity in artists and styles, though keep in mind the footage you're seeing is emulated, and the filter makes the in-game graphics sharper, but the art like this is super pixelated. Lastly, there's one other major feature in the game, the level editor, in which you're able to create your own levels set to any of the songs in the game. It gives you the ability to customize every note placement and type, including which way they individually fly in from. You also have the ability to make a crude little music video for Miku with different poses, animations, and backgrounds to choose from. Overall, a surprisingly in-depth feature, and while being lost in these menus is exhausting, with some patience and dedication, you can genuinely make a video on par with the others in this title. It's super cool for what it is, especially considering it's an interesting feature for the first game of the series to have. Overall, there's a lot of fun to be had with this title, though because of how the other PSP sequels expand upon this in very similar ways, most of it feels pretty obsolete, mostly holding historical value. For example, while the level editor didn't remain in the same way throughout the series, it was continued in other PSP editions. And this version does have some drawbacks, the most notable one being a pretty bad frame rate in a lot of the songs. It is annoying not being able to tell what the point cutoffs is for standard, great, and perfect are, you're just kind of left guessing. Miku's room is really cool in theory, but there's nothing actually to do there, so I rarely opened it after decorating it for the first time. It's still Project Diva at its core, and a great time. Songs are good, music videos are nice, but really there isn't much to set it apart from future entries, and some limitations hold it back from being the best it could be. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Megamix Plus, also known as Mega 39's Plus, is an enhanced PC port of a Switch game from 2020. The PC release includes over 170 songs in the base game, with an additional song pack available for purchase adding another 72. First we'll cover gameplay changes, then differences in mode and structure. The basics are the same with the different notes flying onto the screen, but now more has been added. Firstly, there are slide notes, where you must move the analog stick in the shown directions. You can also hit these notes by just pressing L1 or R1. Another addition is multi-notes. Some notes will fly on the screen linked, meaning you have to press both buttons at once. This is a good time to mention now that the D-pad is also able to hit the notes as well, with down hitting X, right hitting circle, so on. This can be especially helpful with the hold notes, where you have to hold the button down to rack up more points, usually while still hitting other notes, functioning as an endurance test. The health meter now is a bar on the top left. One notable change is at the bottom of the screen, there's a long bar showing your points throughout the song, with different thresholds for standard, great, and excellent, so you know how well you did and how much better you need to do next time. This also includes a percentage score of how well you did. It's a very welcome addition and an issue I had with both the original and Extend. A neat little change is that in the original, in the bottom right it would tell you how well you hit the last note, but you don't really have the time to properly look and absorb that information, especially on harder songs. But here they move that to be on the note after you hit it, so all the key information is in the same spot, allowing for a lot more clarity while playing. The chance time mechanic started to change as the series grew, but ended up returning to the original system worked with challenge time, but it only appears on easy or normal difficulty. As for the difficulty level, it's now measured in a simple number, 1 to 10. There is easy, normal, hard, extreme, and extra extreme. Some songs only start at certain difficulties or don't have higher difficulty versions, but it all depends. Now when you complete a song you get points, as opposed to randomized item drops and module challenges. Instead you just buy whatever outfit you like in the customization menu. There is now the ability to draw your own t-shirt as a module with a couple of save slots for multiple designs. The game has over 500 different outfits and accessories for its different Vocaloid characters, with Miku obviously having the most at about 174. But this brings attention to something that hasn't really been brought up. There's more Vocaloid singers now. The game also includes Rin, Len, Luca, Kaito, and Meiko. I'm guessing on the pronunciation. Each with their own modules and customization. Additionally, other Vocaloids are available as costumes, but won't be heard in any of the songs. By including more Vocaloids, the song selection is greatly expanded, including a couple songs even having the ability to switch which singer you hear. There's also a playlist mechanic in which you can put the songs you like in any order you like and enjoy the music videos stress-free. One feature that is a little funny is the player rank. It will slowly increase as you play, leveling up after every couple of completed songs. It doesn't do anything at all. From what I can gather, it's a holdover from when it was in an arcade to unlock titles and things like that, but here does nothing. The music videos have been dramatically improved, with a lot more in-depth visuals, unique style per song, and dynamic dances and actions. The difference is night and day. This is multiplied by the option to switch between the art style of the original game, Megamix, as well as Future Tone, one of the most recent arcade versions that was later ported to PS4. Some songs don't support either as they are fully animated already, without any in-game animation to switch the styles of. This could be slightly disappointing if the song list was as small as it used to be, but considering how many there are now, it just feels like a fun change of pace. The one downside to the improved music videos is that they can be incredibly distracting now, with constant flashing lights and big movements. It doesn't hamper the experience by much, but it's really noticeable, though overall I'd say the trade-off was worth it. About the point system when buying items, I much prefer the system over the original, as it was just a massive time sink there. Especially since most of the challenges weren't very fun, just beat the level with a good score and beat it 5 more times in any way you please. It is certainly disappointing that rather than improving and iterating on Miku's room and the level editor, these features were ditched throughout the series, leaving the game to feel a little bit more hollow, even if the primary game is much bigger than the original. It's just a bit disappointing to not have much side content. Then again, I'm not complaining that much since the song list is so long and the extra polish is shown in each and every one. Overall, Megamix Plus is the better of the two for a lot of obvious reasons like song count, graphics, performance, and quality of music videos. If you want a rhythm game, Megamix Plus is an incredible experience and I couldn't recommend it more. But if you care more about Hatsune Miku and the Project Diva series, you might actually get more out of the original. With its level editor, gallery, challenge-based rewards, and Miku's room, it feels like there was a lot going for it, even if it left some things to desire in execution. There is genuine worth revisiting the history of the series, and I think some of these old features could be pulled on in future entries in order to freshen up the series. I still love both games, and while I enjoy playing Megamix more, I had a great time discovering what there is to find in the first game. So that's what I found when comparing the two. I hope you enjoyed.